Right, chapter 4.6 and 4.7 have a lot of information, but we only need to take a couple different organelles out of these two sections. Uh, Vacuoles are another organelle that I'm sure you've heard about. They have their own membranes. They're a little bit larger than vesicles, and they store substances for more long-term storage. We're going to see different types and different amounts and different sizes of vacuoles between animal and plant cells. I always, tell kids, remember that these are like the storage containers of a cell. Plant cells have one large central vacuole within the cell. It contains a lot, again, waters and just nutrients the cell is going to need throughout its lifetime. Vacuoles in animals, they're smaller and there are more of them. And you can see in the image here, they're a lot smaller in size and they're just more numerous in animal cells. Vacuoles in plant cells also help with you can see here the structure of the plant. Whenever the plant's hydrated, again, you can see the plant standing tall. When it's not hydrated, you can see that cell wall collapse in on the cell. And actually, that's part of the reason why plants start to droop when they don't have enough water. Chloroplasts are probably one of the cooler organelles that we're going to go over in this chapter. I only go over chloroplasts very roughly here just because we go over the structure and the function of chloroplasts much more in depth when we go over cellular respiration and photosynthesis. So, particularly photosynthesis for chloroplast. So, chloroplasts have their own membrane. We talked about the endomembrane system, how they have that double membrane. And they're filled with tons of pigments. Now, pigments are going to be molecules that absorb light and transfer that energy to other molecules. We'll look at that more later on this year within photosynthesis again. Location of photosynthesis, use solar energy again to make carbohydrates. That's just the definition of photosynthesis. Just understand here you have two different membranes. It's the location of photosynthesis. We're going to get into more details here later on. Probably one of the more favorite organelles in a cell is the mitochondria. These guys, again, are going to be really important going forward, but we're just going to see a kind of quick overview of mitochondria now. Again, they have that double membrane. Remember that double membrane is from the endosymbiotic theory. The outside of this membrane is the eukaryotic cell that envelops the prokaryotic cell, which is the inner membrane here. Mitochondria have their own circular DNA. They have their own ribosomes. But this is the location of cellular respiration. This is where you break down carbohydrates and other organic matter and produce ATP. So one of the main important parts here that we need to talk about is these cristae. We're going to see these cristae later on, but what they do is they increase surface area within the mitochondria. We're going to talk a lot about surface area within this chapter, but just kind of start recognizing these folds. If you look here at this diagram, you can see the folds of the mitochondria. They increase the surface area of that inner membrane.